Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to share with you a review and tutorial of the new Latte palette by Dominique. So if you guys are interested in hearing my thoughts about this palette, seeing swatches, and how I created this eye look, then just keep on watching. So the Latte palette was created by Dominique. Her new brand is called Dominique Cosmetics, and this is the first product. I've been watching Kristen for years, so excited she was coming out with her own brand. And once I saw like spoilers, not even the full palette or anything, just spoilers of some of the shades, I was really excited for it because every shade in here is something I will use all the time. Like nothing in here will go unused. There are 10 shades. You get 7 matte shades, 3 like metallic shimmer shades that are very metallic, very pigmented. And this palette is $42 on the Dominique Cosmetics website. The pans in here are huge. You get 18 grams total. Like you get so much product. Just so you guys can see for reference, if I were to take like a big kind of powder brush, you can see like how big the pans are compared to a brush. So you can definitely use basically any kind of brush with these. I have been using this shade to set like under my eyes, to set my eyeshadow, and that's how Kristen intended it if you watch her reveal video of the palette. So I actually want to go ahead and get right into swatches so you guys can see all the colors, and then we'll move into the tutorial. So I'm going to start off with the all matte row, and we'll start over on this side. First shade we have is Hazelnut. I have this shade a little bit on my lower lash line. It's this matte brown shade that has a little bit of a reddish hint. Then we have this shade Caramel. This was my first transition shade. Every time that I've used this palette, that is the shade that I started off with. It's the lightest matte shade other than the next shade. The next shade is Vanilla Cream. So this is like a shade you can set any eye look with, or just your concealer, eyeshadow primer is a perfect shade for that. Next, the shade you see in my outer corner today is called Mocha. This is the deepest matte shade in here, and it's also more neutral, so it can pull warm, pull more cool tone. And then we have the shade Pumpkin Spice, which is more of that orangey tone, super warm. So those are all the mattes in the first row. Moving into the second row, the colorful shades and all the shimmer shades. So the first shade, oh my god, these are so pigmented. This is the shade Espresso. It's so pretty. This is what's on my lid today. And then Macchiato, I love this shade. This is probably my favorite shade in the palette. I've used this all over my lid. It's so pretty. It's more of like a chrome shade. And I have a tiny bit in my lower lash line. Then the shade Creme Brulee is more of like a rose gold color. So those are the 3 shimmers, and they're all really unique to each other. Different undertones, different shades. Then we have the 2 colorful shades. So next is Cold Brew, and this is what's on my waterline today. It's like a blue turquoise color. And then lastly we have this shade Double Shot, this purple shade that looks so pretty with a lot of these warmer tones. I filmed an eye look for Instagram using this shade, and you guys will see that video in the next couple of days on my Instagram. It looks so pretty with like some of these orangey and brown tones. I just love how all the shades work really nicely together. Those are all 10 shades. You get a lot of warmth, but then you also get some more neutral shades, like and this shade that's more chrome and more of a green olivey shade, and even that brown shade that can pull a lot more neutral, so it's not just all warm tones. And then you get those colors in there too. So those are all 10 shades. I'm going to use every single one of them. Since I got this palette, I've been playing with all the different shades, especially all of those browns work really nicely for transition shades and give you like different undertones. The colorful shades are like the perfect pop of colors, and then those 3 shimmer shades are such ideal shades too. I like that there's nothing like super crazy, but you can still play them up in different ways and use them with all the different transition shades in different ways. So that is all of these shades in the palette. I'm gonna move into the tutorial so you guys can see how I created this eye look with the palette. All right, so I'm gonna start off with the shade Vanilla Cream to set my eyes, and I just prime them with concealer. Then I'm going in with the shade Caramel. This is the lightest transition shade. I'm going to apply that all over my crease, and I'm going to carry it up just a little bit since it is a lighter shade. So it takes like no time at all to blend out that shadow. It was like this, and I was able to blend it out super quickly. So next I'm going in with the shade Mocha. I'm gonna apply this to like my outer corner and then up to my crease a little bit just to deepen up the outer edge. And I actually do want to make this kind of smoky, so I really packed on the color on like the outer edge of my eye so that it looks like a lot of contrast against the lid color I'm gonna go in with. And for my lid, I'm gonna use this shade Espresso, and I'm going in with a dry brush. I'll probably foil it in a minute, but I just want you guys to see how this shade applies without any Fix Plus. And this shade to me has like a tiny bit of an olive hint to it, but it's mostly more of a bronzy color. So that actually applies like really nicely on its own, but I definitely want more of like a foiled metallic look just to give it a bit more of a pop. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of Fix Plus on my brush and just go over that color. So now that shade is super metallic. So I'm just gonna apply it to the other side and then just go in probably with a little bit more of that mocha color. Taking a little bit more of a denser crease brush with that shade Mocha just to darken it up a bit more, the outer edge of my eye. And that is pretty much everything for my top lash line. I do want to play with one of the colorful shades for my lower lash line. So I just added a little bit of brown liner to my lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the shade Hazelnut with a smudge brush, just a tiny bit of this, just to get some of that darkness underneath my eyes. And then I think I want to add some of the blue shade just to have a little bit of a pop of color. I'm not sure how it's going to look against this lid color, but I think I'll be able to pull it off. We're going in with the shade Cold Brew, and I'm just going to apply that onto my lower lash line. I think it should work out just fine. Yeah, I like that color combination, okay. And I actually kind of want to smoke this out a bit to see that pop of color come through. So I'm adding just a little bit of this shade Macchiato. I want it in my inner corner of my lower lash line. That way the blue isn't like so harsh right here, and there's just like a little pop of a highlight color. Yeah, want a little more drama. So I'm just finishing up with a little bit of vanilla cream to clean up my brow bone. I did carry my shadows pretty high, so just want to tone that down. And whatever highlight I end up wearing, I'll probably apply just a tiny bit of that to my brow bone too. So I'm just popping on some Cocoa lashes in the style Misha. All right, so lashes are done, and this is the completed eye look. It took like 10 minutes maybe. It took longer for me to put my lashes on than to do my whole eyeshadow, honestly. So I am gonna go ahead and put on my lip color and then finish up with this review. All right, so here is the completed look with the Latte palette. It was really quick and easy to do, and you could even play with the colors and have it be a little bit more bold, but it's not going to take you too much more effort. I did do a purple look, like I said, with this palette, and I will have that on my Instagram really soon too if you guys want to see something more colorful. And this is definitely a palette that is like super beginner friendly, and Kristen did talk about that in her palette reveal video, because you do get very blendable, very smooth shadows. They're really pigmented, but I noticed that you don't get a lot of kick up at all with these shadows, like on your brush when you go into the pan, or even like fallout down my face playing with the blue shadow or any of the other colors. You don't get so much fallout that it's difficult to work with. So I really like that because it's very beginner friendly, but then you can create like really creative looks with this palette as well, because you do get some color in there and some good variety in there too. So I really like it because you can create looks with such minimal effort. Like it takes maybe 2 minutes. Just take a crease shade, a lid color, and you're good to go. Just blend in like 30 seconds and you're good to go, because the colors just blend out so easily. And then if you want to build them up, that's super easy too. So you can get a lot of variety of how dramatic you want to make the looks with this palette. You don't need to spend a lot of time blending, which I really like. So overall, I'm really impressed with this palette. I knew I was drawn to the colors before I even purchased it, and that's why I really wanted to get this palette, because it has all those warm transition shades that I really like. The colorful shades are shades that I will wear too, and then those lid colors are super spot on to me. I really like the chrome shade, rose gold, and then the lid color that I'm wearing today. I like that you could wear them all for daytime. Sometimes you get those shimmer colors that are just too bold for like very simple like day-to-day looks, but all of these you can wear like any one of these with one of the transition shades, and like in 2 minutes you have an eye look. So I really love that. So you can get a lot of variety with your eye looks. These shadows are really easy to work with, and I actually really like that she has this like setting powder in here, because I always use a shade like this, or even like my face powder to set my eye looks, and I never see shades like this in eyeshadow palettes, especially eyeshadow palettes that have less shadows like this one with only 10 shades. So I'm really glad she included that in there. This is a very like ideal color scheme to me, so I knew I was gonna be really drawn to it when I purchased it, and it definitely lived up to my expectations, and the quality especially lived up to my expectations too. I knew Kristen would do a really great job, and she definitely did with this palette. So if you guys like the color scheme in this palette, or you want to support Kristen Dominique, I think you will be really impressed with the formula, with the quality, and really happy with it. I just like the formula so much in general. I was actually super surprised how little fallout you get with these shadows compared to some other shadows, because I've been getting like such pigmented palettes lately. I really like very like foiled, very pigmented palettes, but they are super powdery, and with this you're not getting that tons of kickback like you do with some other palettes, but you can also get a really pigmented look at the same time. So that is definitely really great and really friendly for like any person, anybody who does a lot of makeup, a little bit of makeup, natural, very dramatic looks, anything in between. So I really like this palette a lot. I really like the color scheme, and if you guys are interested in those shades, I think you will really like the quality. So let me know if you guys ended up purchasing this palette in the comments down below. I'll leave a link to it in my description box too. And let me know if you guys watch Kristen Dominique. I think she is absolutely adorable and gorgeous. So that is everything for today's video. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.